Hi, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to solve absolute value equations that have one solution. So the goal here is to solve our equation. I'm going to show you absolute value equation that has one solution. And the first equation I'm going to start with is going to be absolute number one example is you're given the absolute value of x minus 3 plus 4 equal 4. Okay, so this equation has one solution, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, let's follow the steps to solve absolute value equation. So the first step here, you're going to be, let me rewrite the equation. We want to isolate the absolute value. So let me highlight the absolute value, the term that you have to isolate. So to isolate the absolute value of x minus 3, in this case here, what I need to do, I have to subtract. So, sorry, I have to subtract a positive 4. Why? We want to isolate the absolute value, the term with the absolute value. So now you can see the absolute value is all by itself. This cancels out to 0, and then you have 0. So the absolute value of x minus 3 equal to 0. Again, you cannot just add 3 right now. Why? Because of the absolute value. So you need to remove the absolute value. Okay, and for this, to remove the absolute value is to use the definition of absolute value. So we want to have a number that have a distance of 0 on the number line from 0. And the only number that you have is 0, right? We don't need to write here, so I'm going to only write x, I'm going to drop the absolute value, and then write x minus 3 equal to 0. I cannot write x minus 3 equal to negative 0 or x minus 3 equal to positive 0, because 0 is neutral. Negative 0 as plus 0 is the same, okay? So that's why I only need one equation. And then what do I do here? So the goal is to have x now by itself. Because you drop the absolute value symbol, the two vertical line. So now we can add 3 on both sides. And when you add 3, so the new equation is going to be x equal 3. You can check your work, okay? So let's do that mentally. When you plug in 3 into the equation here, 3 take away 3 is 0. Okay, absolute value of 0 is 0. And then you're left with 0 plus 4 is equal to 4. Check. Okay, so, and the way to write it, you're going to use bracket, and you're going to just write the number 3. And that's the solution. Okay, so now let me give you another problem for you to practice, number 2. So I'm asking you to solve this absolute value equation, absolute value of 2x, okay, plus 7 plus 10 equal to 10. Sorry, okay, so pause the video here and try to solve this absolute value equation. So to solve this absolute value equation, you have to isolate the absolute value, the term with the absolute value. Okay, sorry if it gets blurry, because when I tend to move my clipboard, okay, it also moves, okay. Okay, let's continue. It gets blurry. So to isolate the absolute value here, so what I need to do, I need to take away 10 on both sides of the equation. And then you have here absolute value of 2x plus 7 equal 0. Okay, so the absolute is by itself has been isolated, and that's a goal, right? The absolute is by himself. So now you're going to write, you cannot write two equations because you have the number 0. Okay, minus 0 and plus 0 is just 0. Okay, so I'm going to drop the absolute value by writing 2x plus 7 equals 0. Okay, and then to continue solving for x here, I'm going to minus 7 on both sides. So you get 2x equal negative 7, and then you're going to divide by 2. So you have here x equal to negative 7 over 2. And to write as a, sorry, give me a few time. for the thing to adjust, sorry. Okay, so now you're going to use a bracket. So in the bracket, I'm going to write a -7/2. So I just like to leave my my answer as a fraction when I do algebra. Okay, you don't need to turn that into a mixed number. So nothing can be simplified, so you leave it alone. Okay, so that's the way we solve absolute value equation that have one solution, only one solution. So when do you have one solutions? Is when after you isolate the absolute value, okay, the number after the equal sign is just the number 0. That's when you know that you have only one equation. Is when after you isolate the absolute value, the number on the right side of the equal sign is 0. Okay, and -0 and +0 is just 0. So thank you for paying attention. Okay, thank you for listening to me. Have a wonderful day and see you in the next video where I'll show you an equation. You'll be solving absolute value equations that have no solution. Bye.